We have a pulse. We do. We were too quick, Brendan, last night with giving that eulogy. The doctor came and said, nope. There's a little bit of a pulse, a little bit. But I want to welcome you into the Bastards post-game show. I am Nick. This is Brendan. We have a pulse, like I said. The Red Sox are able to come back in extra innings, and they're able to get the 7-5 nail-biting, back-scratched, back up against the wall win.
Yeah.
And they actually take one in the series. I love it when I'm wrong. But we have lots to talk about in this show. Brendan, why don't you lead it off here? Welcome everybody in and start it up.
Yeah, Nick, the Red Sox were on the hospital bed in the ER. Yesterday
We
they
pulled
were
them.
moving.
We pulled them out of the morgue.
They were cleared for shock. And there's a little bit of left breathing right now. You see huge plays coming out of this team defensively. They're starting to take pride in playing the diamond. Garrett Whitlock, one crazy diving play to save this game, really. And then Trevor Story, in a huge situation, makes a massive play. And it really fires up this team, sets up you go into Adam Duvall, Adam bomb in the end. He knocks out his foot right here on a ricochet, and he's down for 3 minutes. And the next pitch, the go-ahead, that's the game. Goodbye, good night in Houston. The Red Sox stay alive, 4 games out, and the gauntlet continues. We keep this roll rolling.
Let's start with the top. Chris Sale started today. His stat line, 4 earned runs, 5 innings, but 9 Ks.
9 Ks.
It's a good lineup for the Astros. I'm going to cut him a little bit of slack because it's been the house of horrors for Chris Sale for so many years, Minute Maid Park for the Astros. So I'm going to actually say it was a pretty decent compared to what I thought was going to happen with this. I am actually relatively surprised that we salvaged this tonight, got the job done, and Sale kept the team in contention for a win tonight. I mean, we were in a 4-4 battle for quite some time. We were down, but we came back and we tied it up. And some big plays, like you said. I want to start first, though, with Garrett Whitlock, because we had talked about being concerned about him being broken. And I know some people on Twitter were like, oh, you can't say he's broken. You can't do this. You can't do that. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. The outings that he was out there, not even close to being near what he was. Now, granted, he didn't have much of a time to build arm strength and get back into his rhythm and everything. However, it was velocity that was very alarming to me in some of his starts, some of his appearances. Most specifically, I'm tongue-tied after this win tonight. Specifically after there was the second game against the Nationals when he got absolutely shellacked.
Yeah.
I don't blame the New York game that much because that's short porch and right. So I can't really put much stock into that one. But this was very good tonight. I was very happy. I was much more comfort feel in being able to watch him get out there and compete. And then his catch, calling it the catch of the century. Why not?
Yeah, right.
That was phenomenal.
Yeah.
The second thing I want to talk about, replay showed it. There was a little chuckle. It was, oh, maybe he didn't know. But what was your thoughts on Connor Wong just absolutely ramshackling the hell out of Alex Bregman?
I
completely
know.
Ramshackled him.
I know. We talked about this before we went live here. An assassination.
Yeah. Is he alive still? I mean, he struck out against Pavetta, so maybe he is out.
Looked like Bregman was totally shell shocked, and I know I picked
a concussion.
I know I picked him before. I mean, Wong is a physical specimen out there on the diamond. Wicked athletic. He's smaller on this. He's a smaller body, but he can scrap. Like this guy, I saw him lay out against. We saw it on Sunday with the Yankees, and we're right back to it. He's a scrappy guy, and this team needs that fire, really.
Wonder if
So
it was something that was talked about before the game with Cora, because we all know the whole thing with Justin Verlander last night when he told Alex
oh
Cora to go
yeah,
F off. So
yeah, that sparked
I'm sure
something.
there was some interesting sparks going on in the clubhouse prior to this game that said, you guys better nut up because I'm not sitting here and accepting what happened yesterday. So if that's the response, I'm going to take it. We're going to take that positive, much like we said at the beginning of our show, life support. There's a
Yeah,
pulse. It's a pulse right now.
they're still
Maybe that whole
breathing.
eulogy we gave last night was ridiculous. I hope it
Yeah,
was. And I hope we come back at the end of the season and laugh at it and say, oh, yeah, they're actually going to be in the playoffs. I don't think it's going to happen. But hey, maybe if it
one game
snows
at
in
a time.
July at some point, we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
The
right.
next thing we need to talk about is Kenley Jansen. He went out with a right oblique strain, a right hamstring strain, excuse me. So he got pulled early on. Are you concerned with this one?
I could be. I mean, you always have this A team. They went on display tonight. You're gonna need Jansen though. You're gonna need him
Absolutely.
in this LA Dodgers series. These are scrappy games where you're relying on Kenley Jansen to put them to bed, show them the door, get them out of here. Without him, you're not doing anything. I'm sorry. Like, I know you got Bernardino and these guys. Martin, he didn't look too good. It was another
Yeah,
Houdini
he
act
keeps
out of Martin.
escaping jams, Chris
You know,
Martin.
I'm getting more and more worried about Martin and Winkowski.
They're taxed.
You know, as they go in, because they're not designed. Teams are not designed to run openers twice, 3 times a week, and that's what the Red Sox did. That's what we're dealing with in this clown show. So I definitely need Kenley Jansen back on. We're gonna have to wait and see
He's probably going to
when
be
he's
out a
expected.
little bit of time. I'm sure he wants to pitch against the Dodgers, his former team. We'll see what happens with it. He was able to walk off the field and everything. I think they
Yeah,
just took him off for precautionary reasons. Hopefully he'll go hit the hot tub and go get iced down and he'll be fine tomorrow. We'll remain
yeah,
hopeful on that one. Then the coming in out of relief was Nick Pivetta. And we all
yeah.
know bullpen Pivetta. That
He
was
killed it.
awesome. That was
Yeah,
intensity was there. That was great. And I was very surprised he didn't come back for the 10th. I was very
yeah. Me
surprised.
too.
When I looked up and I saw Winkowski, I go, what is going on here? Especially a bulk guy like Pivetta. Ride him high. So that was
Definitely.
one move I questioned on that. So maybe they could only give Pivetta an inning. Maybe we'll find out more information post-game on that one. But the big star of tonight has to be Adam Duvall for a third night in a row now. He has hit a home run, but this was the biggest of them all tonight was the 3-run shot, secured the Red Sox win here, hobbling on basically, 1 foot. Him and Justin Turner can share each other's feet basically. And
Yeah,
Adam Duvall clobbers it out to left field and gives the Red Sox a 3-run shot. And at the time made it 7-4. Then we had the bottom of the 10th, and it was pretty interesting. But Winkowski escaped. He only gave up 1 run, and we ended up getting the 7-5 win. So it was great. What did you think of Duvall's homer?
Nick, it looks personal for Adam. It looks personal when he goes into Minute Maid Park. He is torching them. So I love to see that for sure. And hopefully he can build on it. They need him in the middle of that lineup. They need him to show up and show out. So they got to build on that for sure. He's that righty that can carry this team.
And without Duran, they need him as well. Tomorrow, we have an afternoon game, final game in this 4-game set. You have Brayan Bello going up against JP France, one of their studs, the Astros. Can the Red Sox salvage a split here tomorrow, Brendan? Do you have hope, or are you hopeless?
I take hope. They're good. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, it's not gonna happen. Bello tomorrow.
I'm rubbing off on you.
Bello Dia. Hopefully they can do it. I'm not too hopeful though.
I think it's going to be very much of a challenge. It's going to be interesting to see what the lineup's going to be tomorrow too. Night game late. Now have to play in the afternoon. You know how Cora is with those night and day games. It's going to be an interesting one tomorrow, but I am going Astros. Sorry to be the Debbie Downer, but I like to be real. We will see you tomorrow to talk about what happens in the afternoon game. Go Sox. Good night.